pretty good. I usually feel good because I was raised with a very high sense of self-esteem, and that's important, right? Gotta feel good about yourself, have a high sense of self-esteem, right? My grandmother always said to me, she goes, "You're not gorgeous, you're not beautiful, but you have a face." Thanks, Grandma. Now I know what to put on my profile from Match.com, right? Hi guys, are you looking for a girl with a face? I live in New York City. I love it here. The thing is, we all have these really tiny apartments, you know? Everybody has such a small apartment. We're known for that. My apartment is so small, I have to keep certain things outside in the hallway. You know, like my bed. Good way to meet a guy though, right? Come on. People come home, 4 o'clock in the morning. There I am. Actually, I shouldn't complain. My next door neighbor just got evicted. Now all his stuff is in the hallway. Now we're roommates. Actually, I live in Chelsea, which is a very gay area. It's considered the gay capital of the world, right? I've lived there for 5 years because it's really safe, you know, but maybe a little too safe sometimes, and I think the ladies will know what I'm talking about, right? Which is why I am moving, because I want to live in a neighborhood where I can walk down the street in a beautiful dress and have a hot single guy come over to me and tell me it's a beautiful dress without asking me to borrow it or accessorize it. Because I'm single, you know, and I always try different things. I try different looks, right? Like I've always been a brunette my whole life. I've had brown hair. Then I heard that blondes have more fun, right? So a few weeks ago, I dyed my hair blonde. I wanted to see what would happen. I'll tell you, one night, I'm sitting on a bench with my blonde hair. Some guy comes over to me. He goes, "How much, honey? How much for the night?" I'm like, dude, I am not a hooker. Ugh. But thank you. Thank you so much. So, you know, we were talking over the price, and now I'm back to brunettes.
Woo! Yeah, I know I look like I should work retail at the mall. Tried it. I'm ghetto. I guess greeting people with the phrase, "What it do?" don't go over so well at the mall. That's okay. Doesn't go over too well with this crowd either. Now, I know y'all notice I have an accent by now. I am from the great southern state of Ohio. Woo! Somebody from Ohio? Woo. So, I moved here to get away from unemployed man. Since I've been here, all I'm meeting unemployed men, broke men. I've never been on so many romantic walks on the beach, to so many foodless picnics. I can't take one more Netflix night. Now, if I want to go in a movie theater, I'm paying. It's going to be a matinee at the Dollar Theater. It's so hard. Cramming that 2-liter of Shasta up in your purse, getting by that ticket guy. And it's so competitive being a woman. Women are now sleeping with men on the first date. Sometimes not even that. Sometimes the bathroom at the club. Sometimes they just stand at the end of the aisles in the grocery store and hand it out as free samples. They don't understand. They're lowering the putty value. Used to be you could hold out long enough for a car. Now we hold out long enough for a burger and a bus pass home.
I didn't know this was going to happen to my body. Nobody tells you what happens when you get old. You get the age spots and the sagging skin and the wrinkles. If I would have known that this was going to happen to me when I was 20, I would have let a lot more people see me naked. That would have. I'm telling you, I found something between my breasts I didn't have when I was 18. My belly button. I think that might be my next procedure, because they do that. I went to the doctor. He said, "Cindy, if you can hold a pencil underneath your breast, you're a candidate for the surgery." I said, "Doc, I can hold your laptop computer." Really. The clipboard and a couple staplers. We could put stuff there. We can. It's sad. I went out ladies' night out. We got any girls' ladies' night out tonight? Yeah? Woo! Oh, it was fun. I thought I looked good, too. I went to the club, and I felt so hot. I felt like I looked so good, and I noticed that all the young guys, I mean the good-looking guys, were checking out the young girls, right? Except for this one old creepy guy. He was liking me. And he was that disgusting kind of creepy guy, and the worst thing about him is I was just glad he was looking. So sad. So pathetic, it really is. Comes right up to me, he goes, "Hey, you're smoking hot. You got a daughter?" Really? Because I used to be pretty smoking hot. I'd run around in hot pants all summer. Hey guys, you can look, but don't touch. I'm at an age now where I'm like, you can touch, but don't look.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. You guys are crazy. All right, so I have like one of those ethnic phantom faces, like nobody can tell what I am, right? So I used to get crazy with audiences and play these games called What Ethnicity Do You Think I Am? But I don't do that anymore because they started getting really crazy. Like they'd throw out like Mexican, Blaxican, hooker. And I was just like, wow, I'm a little offended at this point, guys. It's just an ethnicity, hold back. So I am Egyptian though, and of course that means I walk like this, right? You know? And it's fun being Egyptian. Like every time somebody meets me, they ask me like crazy questions. So I just met this Latino guy like 3 weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, you look Mexican. What are you?" I was like, "No, not Mexican. I'm Egyptian." He's like, "Really? I have never met an Egyptian before." I'm like, "Dude, there's plenty of them in Egypt. Relax. They're all over the place." He's like, gets a little glimmer in his eye. "Can you walk like an Egyptian?" I'm like, "Can you lean like a cholo?" Stupid. So it's kind of fun, like my mom has an accent. She can't pronounce the letter P. She just replaces it with a B, which can be a problem or a problem, as she would say, right? So with this speech impediment, I don't really know why, but she took up public speaking, and she did a speech in front of about 150 people on sales pitches. She's like, "Don't be manipulated by those sales bitches." It's really embarrassing when your mom cusses at a room full of 200 people. I don't know, she's crazy. So I'm Egyptian. I do Egyptian things. Like I was at a bar the other day and I was stacking napkins into the shape of a pyramid. Because that's what I do in my spare time, right? And so this guy, starts talking to me, and I think men are funny and sometimes can be delusional, and I like to talk about it. So I just think the exchange of they buy you a drink and then you're allegedly obligated to go home with them at the end of the night doesn't really make sense. I just don't think that's a comparable exchange, Like a $5 drink equals you know what I mean? I'm like, wow. I'm a really cheap hooker if that's what's happening. Thanks a lot, guys. So, this guy, I'm at a bar with him, and he's like, "Oh, can I get you a drink?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay, thanks." He's like, "Do you want a sip?" I was like, wow, I just really got downgraded from a cheap hooker to I don't know what, So I was like, okay, that's great. How about you give me a sip of beer, and at the end of the night, I'll go home with you and pull out your and just hold it. Cool? Does that work? I think that's an even exchange. He's all irritated. I'm like, I'm a comedian. What? I write jokes. So yeah, it's fun. I don't know. Guys are out of control. They're crazy with the text messaging and cell phone stuff that goes on. I saw a friend recently, and he's like, I saw him at this thing. So he text messages me afterwards. It's really great seeing you. And something about it being a happy, sexy night that I came out. I was like, sexy. Wow. That was really inappropriate placement of word right there. I get it. Guys want to do that. But where did that come from? So I just wrote back. I didn't know what to say. I was like, ooh, aren't you smooth, So he writes back and he's like, I wonder who's smoother. Do you wax? I was like, well, first of all, I'm not talking to you about my little pyramid, okay? Just keep that to yourself. And second of all, I would put $20 on the fact that you're probably smoother because you're gay. Gay. So, shockingly, I'm single. And honestly, I'm way better at breakups than I am at even being Egyptian. I don't know, it just comes naturally. I've really mastered the art. So I'm kind of I err on the side of feminism a little bit, but I'm a really, really weird feminist. I call myself a stiletto feminist. Because I still think guys should pay for everything. I totally love shaving my armpits. And I really just don't give it up too soon. So good times. It's really great being an Egyptian pyramid feminist. But yes, so back to the bar scene. Let's go back to it. It's always the fun stuff. So this guy's talking to me and he's like, hey, so what's your type? Awkward question, but I'm like, let's go with it. Whatever. So, I'm I end up dating guys who are artsy or nerdy. It's just how it goes. He's like, oh, so you like that intellectual connection? I'm like, yeah, totally. He's like, so I need to talk my way into your vajayjay. I was like, whoa, that was the least masculine you could ever sound. You just said the word vajayjay. The crap. So that was funny and weird. And I really didn't think he could get any weirder, but he managed to do so. He goes on talking to me about stuff and he's like, do you like horses? Do you like to ride horses? I'm like, sure, they're great. Where is this going, And he's like, well, my parents, they live in Chino Hills and they own horses. And I kid you not, you guys, he said this is real life, true stuff. He said, if I got down on all fours, would you ride me? I was like, sweetie, I am Egyptian. And I only ride camels, okay? Thank you guys very much. That's my time tonight.